Let's see here. Get that set up just like so. And happy Halloween, misfits and moonbasers! It's your boy, the Hobgoblin, coming at you, not live, not via satellite, from some random nerds, what is this, nerd cave or something like that? I don't know. Anyway, it's Halloween time, and I couldn't be any happier. I'm all set to go trick-or-treating. I've got my mask. I've got my bag of goodies. I even have a whole bunch of candy that I already stole from a bunch of kids in my apartment. But that's not why I'm here today. Today, I'm here because, well, I want to be. So, anyway, long story short, I found a little something in here that I decided needs to be talked about. So, today, I'm going to be hosting the video review for the... Let me see, what is this thing supposed to be? Perfect Effect PE-DX11B something QR codes, I don't know. Anyway, this thing. Yes, so... What you're looking at here is a third-party representation, which means a company that is neither Hasbro nor Takara, for those that don't know, of a character known as Nemesis Prime. Yeah, so this is, like I said, QR codes and stuff. So basically what this is it is a highly articulated collector's item based off of our favorite Papa Robot. And so, let's just go ahead and take a look at what we've got. So, this is a 10th anniversary, not giveaway, I had to pay money for this thing. I mean, the nerd who I'm reviewing this for paid money for this thing, but it does come with a special 10th anniversary gift in the box. Taking a look around at the box for people who actually care about boxes, it's actually pretty nicely done. Product shots on the back, but basically that's doing my job for me, so... That's pretty much all there is to it. So, moving right along, let's go ahead and take a look at the figure proper. So, here we have before you is Nemesis Prime. So, this is actually a very nicely done vehicle mode for the character, as you can see. Lot of nice panel work, lot of nice little rivets and stuff like that. Highly detailed. The back, you can kind of tell there's a fake robot chest back there, but, you know, overall, for something that's this size, it's really nicely done, especially this metallic teal that's present through... Whoa. What's going on here? Anyway, as I was saying, the metallic teal that's present through a lot of this figure once you get it fully transformed. Very little underside kibble, although you do have a little bit of visible head syndrome. Hard to see it, though, with this lighting. God, nerd caves and there's freaking terrible lighting. There we go. 6 wheels, plastic, so it does roll somewhat. There is a slight clearance issue right here. For some reason... I know that these panels are supposed to plug in much better, but for some reason, for the life of me, I can't get them to plug in enough so that it rolls properly where all 6 wheels are on the ground. That's probably just my ham-fistedness or the fact that I'm doing this in gloves, but whatever. And it is a really nice-looking figure. Just for size comparison, in fact, here it is with the Earthrise Leader Class Optimus Prime. Go ahead and get those size comparisons done. And then here he is with the Transformers Siege Megatron. Because the Earthrise one kind of sucks. So there you have that. Now, this figure does come with a lot of different accessories, as I mentioned before, it does come with quite a few. Kind of hard to store them in this mode, as in there is no way to store them in this mode. Ugh. Don't worry, I don't have the Rona, it's just the allergies. Anyway, there is a hole right here, which I thought would have been big enough to port the, or would have been the right size to port the weapon. That is not the case. However, remove the box out of the way. You take Earthrise Prime's trailer. Can't really see it from here, but he can pull Earthrise Prime's trailer around. Not perfect, but hey, it's a thing you can do. Now, a thing about this mold is that it's actually a reuse / heavy retool of another Optimus Prime mold that they used. The first version of this came out in, what was it? Not Combiner Wars. The first version that they used of this mold was actually heavily redone to get to this figure. It was actually released during Combiner Wars, and it was for the Leader Class Ultra Magnus figure. Basically, it replaced the IDW reference cab with a cab that actually was a tiny Optimus Prime figure that transformed. Then they retooled it again for the Power of the Primes, Power Master Optimus version. And finally, this version is actually a black repaint of the third retooling, which was their own version of the Jetwing Optimus from the Revenge of the Fallen movie. Or the slight repaint that they did for God Genrai with the God Bomber armor and whatnot. But long story short, this figure has had a lot of history behind it with Perfect Effect, who does really good jobs with their upgrade kits. But this figure retains all the exact engineering from that third and final retool. So if you have the Jetwing Revive Optimus or the God Bomber Optimus, whatever version that is, you can use their trailers on this. So he can be upgraded with the wing packs from both. So anyway, that's pretty much all there is with some of the backstory with this figure. Let's just go ahead and get right down into the transformation, shall we? Let's go. So, what you want to do first is untab these side panels right here. There's a little silver tab that goes into a little slot right there. Do that on both sides. Come down here and take these panels and untab them. There's a little tab right there that goes into a little slot right there. And then just be very gentle with it. Want to come, and it sometimes helps if you extend the ab crunch like so. Oops, that wasn't supposed to happen just yet. And then extend the legs down and up. They have very Combiner War style legs, and as you can see, there's a little clip right in there, right here, that will go into a little slot right in there. It's very hard to see because this is all black plastic and this camera is a piece of junk. Oh, right. Before you do that, though, you want to take these little side panels and push them in like so. Angle the knees, and then everything will tab into place. Just like so. And then if you haven't already done that, take the feet, flatten them out, and split the legs. Just like so. Then, what you're going to do, what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove these gloves because it did not work for this. I did not rehearse this whatsoever. Oh, also, you can take these little panels right here and just angle them upwards. It helps make the legs look a little bit more dynamic. Why are you not tabbing in? You tab in when I tell you to tab in. When Morgan Freeman tells you to tab in, you tab in. There we go. Okay, so now that you have all this extended, You're going to go to the smokestacks, flip them down. They just tab in right there with that little tab here. And then just extend them outward for now. Like so. Be very careful because these hinges are tight. Coming to this piece right here, you want to extend this fully and then rotate the cab section completely 180. Then you can go ahead and collapse this back down. And there are these two tabs that'll go into these two slots right up there. Just like so. Then what you can do is take the front of the cab, extend this, and it will unclip from the bumper. There are these tabs right here that will tab into the little slots right up there. Go ahead and at this point, on a double hinge, move the sides of the cab and cover the front so that it looks like that. Do the same thing with the other side. Why are you fighting me? Don't fight me, you inanimate object. There we go. And they just tab together right back there. While you're over here, go ahead and extend out the forearms, which are on ratchets. Go ahead and bring the shoulders down on a double hinge, just like so. Same thing on the other side. And this will sometimes happen. The mushroom peg connection is very loose on this shoulder for some reason, but you'll be able to get it down in time. Very tight ratchets on this thing. I don't know if you can hear all that, but yeah. Go ahead and extend the wrists. This will let you move the arms down, like so. At this point, you can go ahead and tab the backpack into the back, collapse the waist assembly, and ab crunch down. That'll allow you to also tab in the abs and torso if it hasn't already. Come on now. There we go. Everything tabs together very solidly on this figure. Orient the forearms. Rotate the smokestacks and just bring them down and up so that they look like that. Down and up. And finally, you're going to fill in these gaps with these little panels right here. And there you have Dark Warrior, aka Nemesis Prime, fully transformed into his robot mode. And he is a very, very good figure, in my personal opinion at least. Very, very solid figure. Excuse me. Due to a lot of ratchet joints in there. Some of them are a bit too tight, so I would exercise caution when posing this guy. Don't just go flailing around willy-nilly with him. But, yeah, let's go ahead and just get some look into the detail work right here. Let me raise the brightness so you can see that is quite, if I can get it to focus, come on now. There we go. Quite an amazing head sculpt right there. Very reminiscent of G1 Optimus Prime, but in this color's very, very menacing. Take a look at the chest piece. A mix of G1 and Michael Bay. Beautiful transparent plastic right here. Teal paint work that's present in the truck mode, highlighting some details. Nice silver paint here on the toes and the shins. Silver paint on the smokestacks. Go ahead and just... There we go. And then, coming around to the Coming around to the back of the figure, hardly any truck mode kibble whatsoever. You can see it's a very clean transformation, almost no backpack whatsoever, despite, having a false chest on the front. And yeah, just in total, a very, very well done representation of Nemesis Prime. So, getting down to articulation, he does have a head that is on a very expressive ball joint. Arms can move a full 360 on a nice ratchet. They can go in and out almost entirely, but that joint right there is very stiff, especially coming back down. Want to be very careful with that. He does have an above-the-knee rotation that is 360, just about 90 degrees of bend. The elbow wrist is on a swivel, which is actually removable due to the fact that some instances of this figure actually have interchangeable hands. But for this, you just leave it pegged in, and it's not going anywhere. There is a upward wrist ratchet, but that's more for transformation than anything else. You do have a full 360 degree waist rotation. According to the instructions, you even have a designated ab crunch, specifically for posability, an ab crunch, and then an arcing back. Legs can go forward that far and back that far. Can do the full, actually, you can do an even deeper than full high kick. Thigh swivel. Let's see here. Can you do double jointed knee? Oop. Come on, there we go. Double jointed knee, which allows for a deep knee kick. A very nice toe pivot, and the foot can move up that far and down that far. So, you do have a lot of posability options with this guy. You can get him into some very crazy and fantastic poses, which on its own would be quite impressive. However, I haven't even gotten into the accessories yet. So, he comes with 3 accessories in this set. He comes, first of all, with an ion blaster. Nicely done. 5mm ports on each side with a 5mm peg for the handle. And, interestingly enough, I found this out. If you have Siege or Earthrise blast effect parts, they fit into the barrel. I have no idea if that was intentional or if it was accidental cross-compatibility, but, it's always appreciated, so there you have that. And that can fit into either one of his wrists, or either one of his hands, I should say. And it holds in very securely. This being a repaint of the Jet Upgrade Optimus version, or the Jet Optimus figure that Perfect Effect released. You do also get this axe weapon with some Cybertronian writing in there. I don't know where you can see that, but that's actually molded in. It's only on one side, with a 5mm port right here, so the only way you can hold it is in this hand, where it just comes and pegs in from below, and makes it look like it's an integrated axe weapon, which is very nicely done. And I love that metallic teal paint that's on here as well. It's the same that's on the rest of the figure. So that's a look you can do. Or, there is one more accessory he comes with. And that is the Perfect Effects 10th anniversary gift that you get, which is this thing. Now, this was originally released with their upgrade kit for their not Optimal Optimus, those little monkeys that turned into guns or hammers or axes or whatever. This was originally included in that. And they've since used these in other figures as well. Basically what it is it's a transforming weapon. So what you do is you take this and peg it into place. And now you have a transparent teal Energon axe, which, due to the fact that you can see it has tabs on either side, or the entire handle is a 5mm post, you can have it used by 5mm compatible figures or by Masterpiece style figures, which is really nice. So that's one configuration for it. And then if you want, you can take this blade, it just clips in right here. Be very careful because this is all transparent plastic, not sure how long it's going to hold up in the long run. But then you take it and, again, you want to be very careful. These clips are very, with the greatest of ease. I do not like doing that. I always feel like I'm going to break the damn thing. Okay. With the greatest of ease, you can reconfigure the axe into a sword. Which actually works better in this case, because that connection is much stronger than this one, so you don't get the blade flopping around a lot. Just like so. Which I think is quite impressive. So, moving right along, let's go ahead and get into some size comparisons. Shall we? Let's. So, first of all, here he is with the Transformers Earthrise Optimus Prime, who does stand a little bit taller at the head than Perfect Effect, which, in my opinion, it kind of works. It honestly doesn't bother me that they're not exactly in, or that they're not 100% in scale. They look good enough together on the display shelf for it to not really matter. And then, here he is with Transformers Siege Voyager class Megatron. And that looks absolutely amazing in my opinion. So there you have that. So, final thoughts. Very, very happy with this figure. It is quite a bit pricey, so if you really want it, you have to fork out at least $50, I believe. And he is only available at third-party retailers, such as online stores, and certain collectors will only be able to have him, so. Doing this voice hurts my throat. Anyway, that's pretty much all I have to say about this figure. So, this has been the review of the Perfect Effect Dark Warrior. I have been the Hobgoblin, and I will see all of you tonight on Halloween. Enjoy trick-or-treating!